with nobody around, no family, nobody around, and that's just heart-wrenching. So if we can do anything to keep some of those folks from having that experience, I think that's an effort that's worth taking.
Making the lives of people experiencing homelessness better was Maurice Young's life mission, a mission he stayed true to till his last days here on Earth. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Amber Grigley. You know, it's not every day that a funeral service takes place at the Statehouse, especially for someone who is homeless. Maurice Young chose to live his life with people that were experiencing homelessness. WRTV's Meredith Hackler tells us how his family and friends are making sure his legacy lives on.
Maurice Young was known as a gentle giant, a good listener, and a person with a passion for helping those in need.
It's the work that needs to be done in our community can't be done in an office, behind closed doors, on a phone or a computer. You have to get out into the community. You have to be amongst the people.
Being amongst the people was Maurice Young's mission in life. He lived amongst people experiencing homelessness by choice, a choice his family didn't even know about until after he made the decision.
He did notify us. He just did it because probably letting go everything, especially having to distance and let go of material things in life, it would have been hard to explain to your family and your siblings. So he kind of did it genuinely and just did it cold turkey. And then as time passed, we all came together to better understand the mission here.
Maurice Young used his experience living on the streets as a way to educate people about what homelessness looks like and what people living that way need. He would host food drives, host workshops, and speak to people about policy changes that could better the lives of the people he held close to his heart.
He would listen and he would compile what he listened to, and then formulate a plan of action. So I would say that I want people to remember him as somebody who really, really cared about our issues in our society and about everybody.
And with his funeral being held at the Statehouse, his family hopes his legacy and advocacy will resonate with people to make sure being homeless is something people across the state can understand.
Making sure that homelessness is not criminalized, but actually taking the initiative to understand, not just thinking because you see people on the street or panhandling, and not taking one bad apple and thinking it's the whole community.
At the Statehouse, Meredith Hackler, WRTV News.
Such a beautiful soul. After Maurice's funeral, free meals were offered to the homeless community. His family and friends say the best way to honor his legacy is to volunteer with local homeless advocacy groups in Indianapolis. Now, according to Maurice's sister, he died of COVID-19.